Kemco RPG Episode 11 Sephiroth. Stories. Salutations! Forgot some of my earlier episodes of this. I should have led with something dumb like that. Anyway, I welcome you to episode 11 of Catching Up with Kemco, a game called Sephirothic Stories. The world is protected by said Sephiroth, which I think is like the actual world truth, Sephiroth. But now this world truth's power is waning and people are getting turned into monsters, so you got a lizard man buddy helping you get to whacking monsters along with your main character, investigating why there's so many monsters nowadays. The world is in the third dimension and the battles are too. So much going on in the game, it actually slows it down. Especially in comparison to my previous review of Bonds of the Skies, which had almost everything sped up and yet made material fetching the most painful part of it. But anyway, back to the game's review. There's this percentage meter on the top left. It's a merc meter that grows over time while in dungeons, and out we go from said dungeon. If it maxes out, it just boots us out back to the main area. Yeah, there's only like one village to like buy and sell stuff in this game. So yeah, we got like a hub and then all these other dungeons picking stuff again, like right out of Super Mario RPG. But yeah, the merc thing, it never came to pass because I played the one character, this fairy girl, that I think she staves it off and moves extremely fast and can float over all these nasty little floor traps because she's just darting all over the place. No overworld enemy fights. The map is, once again, a series of places to go and choose from, like I said. You got a party of 4 that later becomes 6 with only the 4 slots to work with, and you can only swap the fairy character. One of the other ones soon here can blow up boulders to get the treasure chest, which is useful. The other, which isn't soon on here, and I tried to find a picture on here with that character, but it's bad when even the title doesn't acknowledge your failed existence, because all she gets going for her is the floor doesn't affect her, but the fairy already does that, so wow. Never had a character that's just a wasted slot before, so you can probably already tell where my review is going to be stuck in on this. But our lizard man named Easy that calls our main character Bro is good with like the night vision and stuff like that, which is very useful. Well, to an extent. More on that later. There's these silver and gold coins to find, and they are a secondary currency to buy rare items and weapons. They also bring in these ores, which really reworks the whole fusing weapons and getting effects that you want in them way easier than just looking at with finding weapons that have those particular effects on there. So if you want something that has like an attack up stat or like a strength up stat or a vitality up stat, you can actually spend ores to slot that on there manually instead of having to. So yeah, the one thing they made easier arguably didn't need to be, because you're just powering up weapons to like plus whatever anyway, so you can just kill shit and easy. And yeah, this game is actually very easy to go through. But yeah, the maps are in 3D, but there's no camera spin like you'd expect. There's a map, but some of the early areas are so cluttered, it can kind of help you, but maybe if I spun the map, I might be worse off. It just confused me even more. I know my weakness. There's a quest early on that had you collect coins. There's this box that's needed for it. The game tells you early on that you can pick up boxes to do things, but it doesn't tell you that you can walk up and climb some of them. And this one didn't look any different from the other boxes. So a huge shout out to Gameplay World JK and his or her YouTube playthrough, or I never would have finished that quest. And like I said, with the 3D characters, with the battles and all things, everything moves at a snail's pace. Your party takes like, you walk to a scene and then the whole party's got to like slowly span out and do a scene or whatever. And then slowly span in. The certain stuff characters have are a bit more mundane. Like I said, the lizard man with the night vision for the cave levels, but you still have a full map for you to look over the corner. And whenever a scene happens with your characters, it pans out and the whole area around you gets lit up. And your characters never stop talking, We don't need input for every goddamn side quest I take on. Shit, one scene I was like midway through a dungeon was Lizard Guy commenting on how much travel we'd done. The girl party member with us goes something along the lines of, "Oh, you quitting already?" And Lizard Guy's like, "Nope, just pointing out how much walking we've done." Ugh. I want a good camaraderie at my party with scenes that matter. I don't want to be babysitting the cast of Pokemon X and Y. Another instance has me chasing down somebody for a mini quest, and 5 times I'm interrupted. This game is more padding than a queen-size mattress. Every dungeon, including the final one, has one area for beginning, middle, and end, so they keep sticking those scenes in like halfway through. Like usually there's like scenes for like, oh, we're about to fight a boss, and they'll be like, except for the hit point games, as I've noticed, which has happened to me once before. I got into a boss fight, I couldn't win, I got my shit kicked in. Usually most of these games are like, oh, there's this strong enemy up ahead, and it defaults to like decline to advance and take them on. You have to like select to actually like go in, so you're never thrown in by accident. And this game does that too, which is fine. But then there's all those other scenes in between, like I said. But yeah, big area for beginning, middle, end. Lots of maybe some winding paths here and there. Some of the later levels, thankfully, kind of like toned down some of the maps because there's a lot of like moving boxes and puzzling to jump across. The game is easy enough to platinum, but you're going to have a bit of difficulty as some quests in this game actually have you beating the clock to complete. You have to do it in a certain time or it just starts you over again. It's like, oh, back to start. Better be ready to open every chest you come across because that's back with a vengeance trophy-wise. Fortunately, I managed to be like one chest short. Ooh. They dialed back so much with the padding added to it to make for what is a D in rating. If you're going for simple but not completely brain-dead easy platinums, get it. If you're looking for fun, that does not exist in this game. Like, I kept putting it off just to do something else and then come back to it, and it's like, oh, the game's still running. And no one else seemed to defend this game either. There's like 3 forum entries on this stinker on RPG Insanity. Usually with the games I've played on there, that site will at least list like, oh, here's the list of all the quests you're going to do. Not this game. Nobody gave a shit about this game. But yeah, expect some trial and error, but still mostly brain dead, like I said. And even though your character can soar with jumps, it only is used to go straight up to get the coins floating in the air. And sometimes the quest items straight above your character. So yeah, there's like platforms you'll have to like drop down and move up with the boxes and stuff like that. They give you like this huge jump, but you can only go straight up. So yeah, the top 10 remains untouched. Hopefully the next game can get on. It's another game with dragon in the title. It's Friend Dragon's Odyssey. So until next time, take care and thanks for watching.